In the 70s, there was a famous study that came out saying the average person sees 500 to 1,600 ads every day. By 2021, it's estimated that we see over 10,000 ads a day. Since the dawn of time, skateboard ads have had a formula. A photo of someone doing a gnarly trick with the logo in the bottom right corner. Sometimes a sexy product photo with some blurbs on the new technologies. And although this works fine, it's gotten tired over the years. And with the level that skateboarding is at now, it's getting harder and harder to create a standout trick. Not to mention, you're competing for attention on social media with everyone else out there. So today we went back and looked at some of the greatest skateboard ads of all time. And we're gonna talk about why we think they're so amazing. I'm Levi, this is Stretch Up, connecting you to skateboarding, and today we're looking at 9 of the greatest skateboard ads of all time. Let us know below, did we miss any, and what your favorite skate ad is of all time. Remember, the point of advertising is to sell the sizzle, not the steak. We're selling the lifestyle, not the skate product. And we feel a lot of skate companies don't get that. The Enjoi ads. No ad campaign quite defines the 2000s like these ones. We believe consistency is key, and so do they. As you're flipping through a magazine of constant gray, the bottoms of stairs and handrails, you could always count on an Enjoi ad to brighten your day. The pop colors that caught your eye, and they had nothing to do with skateboarding. It was some ridiculous statement, some crazy photo of a clown or a super muscular guy or people eating hot dogs. It caught our eye and got us excited every time we opened up that magazine. We believe that Enjoi used to embody everything that skateboarding is. It's fun, it's playful, and it's about hanging out with your homies. Their team for this ad campaign was built around family. Palace Skateboarding Equipment. Palace took everything that skateboarders thought an ad should be and threw it out the window. They make these tongue-in-cheek ads with really sarcastic jokes that only skateboarders would understand. They did full-blown ads on the side of double-decker buses in London. It was a supermodel with shopping bags with Palace logos on them. And in big bold letters next to it, it said skateboarding equipment. To a regular person, it may seem like a regular ad, but to skateboarders, they would know and see the sarcasm in it. We don't have skateboarding equipment, and we're definitely not buying it in shopping bags with Palace logos on them. The Shorty's Rosa campaign. Skateboarding was a male-dominated sport, so using hot chicks to sell stuff, it's no surprise. But Shorty's took it to the next level. If you know this ad campaign, they were in magazines. They used a hot chick to sell their hardware. And it worked! Rosa became skateboarding's official pinup girl. She blew up. All the dogs couldn't wait for her ads. The crazy thing is, she was able to put herself through college off the royalties of the t-shirts and bolts that were selling through the ads. It's interesting to note that she's actually a teacher in Southern California now. Rowley, Vans, and Daniel Harold Sturt. This was a match made in heaven. Rowley was at the prime of his career, and Daniel Harold Sturt was the best film photographer of all time. You match that together, Sturt only wanting to shoot the gnarliest stuff, and Jeff only wanted to do the gnarliest stuff. If you know these ads, they had the bright yellow border around the ad. Everything was perfect about it. The way the photos were placed on the pages, the titles, the borders, the way the photos were taken, and the skateboarding was absolutely insane. This is why it made our top 9 list. It's interesting to note that in later years, after Sturt stopped taking photos for Vans, they tried to recreate this ad campaign with bright yellow borders and oversaturated photos, but it didn't quite turn out the same. It didn't have the same feel. A-Team's Mission of Mercy campaign. They basically took a sequence of one of the team riders doing the gnarliest trick, then in the caption it said, anyone who can do this trick and show us proof will win $1,000 and get an ad in a magazine. This is a great way to push our team riders harder, because who wants to see a nobody in the middle of America showing them up? But it's also a great way for people to notice their ads, because who doesn't want to win $1,000? It's really cool to know that Chris Cole sent in evidence of him doing a couple of people's tricks, and he got noticed from this. An odd note about this is that the ad campaign worked, and that people saw them and read the ads because of the money on the table, but the campaign didn't actually sell A-Team any more boards from it. Sadly, just a few months later, they ended up going out of business. Apparently, Chris Cole did too many of their tricks and bled them dry of their resources. Plan B, 5 of these pros ad. The crazy thing about this ad is, this is the original way that Plan B announced their brand launch. All it was a blank page with 11 pros listed. Then it said, 5 of these pros will be leaving their current sponsors to join a new company. And then at the bottom it said, it's called Plan B. It took the skateboard industry by storm, because at that time, print ads was the only way of communicating skateboarding to the world. So team managers from all over the world were calling, trying to find out who was going to be riding for this new brand and who was quitting their brand. Then in the very next issue, they posted the same ad, but they crossed out all the people that didn't leave their brands, and the names that were left were all the names of the people that had left their sponsors to join Plan B. This is epic because it has been replicated by many known brands over the years. It also had no skateboarding in it, and is one of the most talked about ads of all time, because it was the first that most people were hearing about plan B. It even had heavy hitters on the list like Tony Hawk and other pro skaters. What if we treated all athletes like skateboarders? This was the first of 3 attempts for Nike to break into the skateboard world. It's worth noting that most skaters don't really find mainstream campaigns that funny because most people don't understand skateboarding. But in this case, they took little idiosyncrasies from skateboard culture and made fun of them. One of the examples is how they put tennis players on a tennis court and had cops come up and kick them out, and basketball players on a basketball court and they were asked to leave. This type of ad is hard to pull off. Comedy while making fun of skateboarding a little bit, but also giving a nod to it, like, we understand you. Although these ad campaigns did so well and people love them, even to this day, that era of Nike did not do well in skateboarding. It didn't take off, it flopped, and people rejected it because the product at that time was trash. Literally, one of their shoes was called the Chode. A lesson we can learn from this is that your marketing campaign can be amazing, but if your product at that time sucks, it can all be a flop.
Oh, I used to run, when I was 8. She almost hit that lady.
Well, we get a lot of stares, we get a lot of smirks. People are unpleasant and rude. Get out of the road, man! And we hear what they're saying. We're not deaf.
Yeah, there's runners everywhere. Good runners, too. And they all go through the same thing. Runners aren't criminals. Running's not a crime.
Man, I want to run. I just want to run.
Blind Skateboards' Dear George. In terms of sales and market share, this might be the most successful skateboard ad campaign of all time. It started with Powell Peralta putting out an ad and making fun of small board companies. Steve Rocco took offense, thinking the ad was pointed directly at him. He was also really into the book Art of War at the time, and so in true Rocco fashion, he went straight for the throat. He clapped back with a series of graphics making fun of Powell Peralta and VCJ artwork. He turned these iconic Powell Peralta graphics into spoofs, making fun of them. The skull and the sword became the skull and the banana. The Viking skull became a jock helmet, and the hawk skull became the dodo bird. This idea worked because by 1991, the market had moved from spending money with Powell Peralta and other big brands over to spending money on World Industries and Blind, making them the biggest brands in skateboarding at the time. Powell Peralta's Craig Stessic's campaign. When George Powell and Stacy Peralta started their new team, they wanted to do things differently, so they brought on Craig Stessic to help. Stessic coined the name the Bones Brigade because it didn't have the word team or skateboarding anywhere in there. In order to stand out in a magazine among pictures of skateboarding and product shots, the Bones Brigade decided they were going to do neither. Stessic said, let the magazine show skateboarding and we'll show ideas. This ad campaign did such a good job at branding these skateboarders and making them icons. So much so that they're actually still the biggest icons in skateboarding today. The one you've all been waiting for. One of the best ads made in the digital era is the Weekend Skateboards Alan Gelfand High commercial. This ad is dripping with 90s high school Hollywood nostalgia and loaded with subtle Easter eggs for skateboard nerds. And it does an amazing job of blending a story and comedy while being loaded with celebrity appearances. Whether it's Heath as a janitor with Shin Dashima playing in the background, or subtle shots at the Frog art department, or a cameo by Ashad Ware. But the more skate nerd you are, the more references you're gonna understand. A really popular technique in marketing is to personify your brand versus a competing brand, most famously done in the I'm a Mac Apple ad campaign.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
Hello, I'm a PC.
We have a lot in common these days.
We both run a Microsoft Office. We share files. It's great. We just get along.
PC. Yep. Okay.
Hi, I'm a PC.
Okay, we're past that. We moved beyond that.
Yeah, I had to restart there. You know how it is.
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, what? Macs don't have to...
We had him, then we lost him. I'm gonna go get IT. Keep an eye on him.
That's the best part of this ad, is that it's actually really clever at positioning Weekend as a lovable outsider who's forced to sit on the bleachers in a world of cool guy and try-hard skate brands.
What's up with the janitor?
Oh, that guy? 20 years ago, botched slip slide attempt at UCI. Drove him to insanity. He never recovered. Do yourselves a favor. Stay away from that guy. Unless you want your board focused or a lesson on how to have a bad attitude. That guy's burnt.
Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Levi, this is Shred Shop, connecting you to skateboarding, and you just watched the 9 greatest skateboard ads of all time. Remember to support your local skateboard shop. If you're on other platforms, so are we, at Shred Shop, at Levi Switzer. If you love this video, you've got eyes. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Stay tuned for Comment of the Week. Oh, we got a spicy one. Comment of the week. It's from my frenemy, Thang Chung 8594. He says, I'll take going to Zoomies all day than going to a local skate shop. All right, bud, have fun with your Dark Star setup with your trucks on backwards. Go fly a kite.